All right, here's Joe. He's just welded some 1102s. And Joe, you're welding these all the time. What are some of your secrets?
Well, one of the really important things about these parts is to bevel all your edges anywhere you're going to weld, including the tubes especially. And what that does is creates a throat for that weld to penetrate deeply. If you don't bevel those edges, you don't know that you're getting the proper penetration. Realistically, we want to penetrate all the way from the outside of the tube to at least the halfway point of that wall thickness, if not all the way to the inside diameter. That's our goal. When you bevel that tube, that's what you get. Another big benefit you can see right here is if you look on this side, this entire weld here is beveled, or this piece here is beveled on the side, and that allows the weld here to roll up nicely against this edge, and that way you don't get gator teeth. Now down here, I had a little bit of gator tooth because it wasn't beveled as much, but we can clean that up with a Scotch-Brite disc and make sure that piece comes out with no sharp edges.
Everything at Hotchkis is truly handmade, hand welded, and Joe's part of the welding team that does TIG welding and MIG welding every day. Joe, when people are TIG welding, you see them really on and off the pedal, or we like to call the throttle. What are some of your techniques to start a weld and to continue without getting it too hot?
Well, for starters, I'm running 140 amps here, and we're on a Miller TIG machine. What I do is I start really hot in the back, pedal to the metal. And what that does, because these two pieces are cold when I start that weld, is it allows that puddle to wet out and get a nice even distribution, so that way you're getting proper penetration and proper distribution to both pieces. And then as I move forward, I'm finding that happy medium. I'm changing my speed and how much I give that pedal gas, so that way I can control the puddle and make sure it doesn't wet out too much. But also make sure that it's not too cold, that we're not getting the penetration that we need. So here I start hot. As I move forward, I start to speed up and I start to let off the pedal a little bit, all watching the leading edge of my puddle, making sure that I have nice consistent spacing and heat throughout the whole piece. When I go to do my tie in here, I'm going to start on the center of that weld, heat it up, make sure the weld wets out to the original size of this puddle, and then start adding rod. And as I add rod, there's a little bit of a gap here you can see. I'm going to add a lot of rod, and right before I move forward, I back it up a little bit. And what that does is make sure that the puddle wets out and gets proper penetration. And you want to add the rod to the coldest part of that weld, so that way you get a nice kind of convex shape rather than a concave shape. And that ensures that you have enough rod in there for structural integrity, for the safety of the piece.
All right, Joe, hey, you've given us some great information. Thanks for being on the Hotchkis team.
No problem, glad to be here.